So yeah, there's a whole host of things, I think. So as you say, the police have a specialist team called the Unity team. So they will support anybody who's been affected by sexual violence. And they're really well-trained officers who can do some of that work. When we look at the spectrum of sexual violence and how we try and tackle it, for me, I think you have to be able to address the kind of lower level issues to make sure that people then understand that kind of behaviour isn't appropriate. So things like wolf whistling and catcalling and, being groped in a club, which is technically sexual assault, which a lot of people don't realise. We have to get serious about tackling that so that actually then, and raise awareness about the seriousness of it and how it's inappropriate, so that actually when you start to look at the more serious side of sexual violence, people feel like there's a confidence to report, and that actually people understand that behaviour isn't welcome. Sorry, I should say as well, actually, there is some proactive work being done by police as well, where they're actually going out, so particularly the nighttime economy on a Friday, Saturday night, they have plainclothes officers who will be identifying people who might be preying on vulnerable people, so the offenders, they're trying to really target them and make sure that they're not behaving inappropriately.
So earlier on this year, obviously there was the Sarah Everard case.
Yeah.
Do you think that has affected how the police is represented? Do you think the trust is broken?
Yeah, I do think it has. I think it was an awful case, and my heart goes out to the family and friends who had to hear the details of it. When I have spoken to police officers here in Merseyside, they are equally, just utterly shocked and appalled that somebody who claims to be a police officer, whose job is to keep people safe, would behave in that way. The police are very aware that they have a bit of a challenge to try and rebuild that trust, and try and reassure people that actually there will be a zero tolerance policy. Any form of misogyny or any form of inappropriate behaviour will be stamped out, and we want to make sure that actually we expect the highest standards of behaviour from officers, which, to be honest, I feel confident we do have. The officers I speak to are very good and they're very committed to it, but absolutely there's a piece of work they need to do to try and rebuild that trust, I think.
Yeah, no, why do you think it's important to have this campaign today?
So I think it's important because sexual violence is still very underreported. There's still a lot of people, I think, who see it as just something that they accept, that it's just a part of daily life, particularly for women. We know how common it is. So I think the point of this week is lots of things, really, to raise awareness of the fact that it's not acceptable, not something that women or anybody should have to put up with. Also to make sure that people know support is out there and available, because I think a lot of people think if they don't want to go to the police, there's no help, and actually that's not true. We've got some brilliant support agencies here today who are really specialists. They really understand how to support victims. They don't have to go to the police if they don't want to, but they will still help them and support them to kind of deal with the trauma of what might have happened. So we just really wanted to get that message home that there is support available for people.
Are you expecting a big outcome today? What are you expecting, really?
Hopefully. So this has been a week of action across the northwest. So today's the Merseyside day, but we've already had lots of coverage on social media and on radio and things. So I'm hopeful that even if we don't get lots of people here today, they'll have seen the coverage. They'll go to the website sexualviolencesupport.co.uk, and there's loads of information on there as well. And we're also going to be putting out 7,000 survivor packs. So actually they're going to be going out to GP surgeries and libraries and lots of other places. So actually, even if people don't come today, hopefully they will have seen enough and know that there is support out there and be able to find it wherever they are.
That's great, thank you.